Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia. That's me. And whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today's class is yoga for winter. So we're here together to celebrate the winter solstice, which this winter season is really the time of hibernation, right? It's cold, it's dark, it can feel really heavy during this season. So we're here in our practice to embrace the gifts, the lessons of winter, while also keeping our body in balance. So whenever you're ready, let's get on the mat. Let's begin our practice today in child's pose. So when you're ready, come onto hands and knees. Let your knees open out nice and wide, bringing your big toes together to kiss behind you. And then slowly sink your hips back towards your heels, letting the head come down, the heart melt down as you find that sweet surrender in your child's pose. Now, if you'd like to add a few props here, you always have the option to bring a block under your seat or under your forehead to give you a little extra support, drawing the earth up to you. Let's take a few moments here in stillness to arrive for this practice here today. Settling into your body, tuning into your breath. Now, as we come into the winter season, we're encouraged to rest, to slow down, to prioritize this time for inward reflection. But still, we want to bring in some fun, some spontaneity, some activity into each day so that we can stay nice and excited, so we can reduce any stagnation in the body, finding that sweet balance between the rest and the activity, enjoying the time of stillness, of darkness, without getting pulled into it. So as we begin our practice here today, I invite you to consider how you can bring a little bit more gentleness into this practice. Where can you slow down, find a little bit more ease, even as we try out some poses that are a little bit more fun and funky here today. All together, let's take a breath in right here. And let it out. With your next inhale, lift up onto your fingertips. As you exhale, walk your hands over to the right edge of your mat, finding this side stretch for the left side waist. Keeping your hips heavy, feeling that stretch underneath the armpits. Take another inhale here. And exhale. Staying up on the fingertips, take your next inhale to walk through center and all the way over to that left edge of your mat. Again, feeling that side body stretch, but now for that right side waist. Creating a little space here as you take a breath in and breath out. Inhaling your arms back through center, releasing your palms down to the mat with an exhale. Then inhale to slowly rise up, finding hands and knees once again. This time stacking your joints in your tabletop position. With your next inhale, begin to open your heart, arching your back in a cow pose. As you exhale, push away from the mat as you round your spine and find your cat. With your breath here, inhale to pull your shoulders back, bring your heart forward. And exhale, round your back, look towards your toes. 3 more times. Really take your time with this as you inhale, waking up your spine. And exhale. 2 more rounds. Inhale, big breath in. And exhale, long breath out. Last time here as you inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. With your next inhale, coming back to neutral, nice long spine. Let's tuck the toes now if you're not already there. Walk your hands just a little bit further towards the top of your mat, spreading your fingers wide, clawing down to the tips of your fingers. Hug your upper arms in so you can really find some strength through the arms. And then push the hips back. Find some power in the legs as you lift your hips into downward facing dog. Finding a little movement here in your down dog if that feels nice, perhaps pedaling through your heels, wiggling through your hips. Really taking your time as we find each posture here today, building these poses from the foundations so you can really feel the strength of your body. Let's take another inhale here in our downward facing dog, rooting down through the balls of the feet. As you exhale, begin to walk your hands back towards your legs, letting the heels drop as you come all the way into your forward fold. Hanging heavy here, perhaps it feels nice to grab opposite elbows, letting your ears fall between your arms, looking back between the legs. Now really let your knees bend for now so you can let the upper body just kind of waterfall over the thighs. Maybe a gentle sway side to side will feel good to help you relax into this forward bend. Let's take another inhale right here. And exhale completely. Gently releasing your fingertips towards the floor. Take an inhale, start to walk your hands forward all the way up to the top of your mat so that as you exhale, you land in a plank position. Shoulders stacked over those wrists, really kicking back through the heels, really strong through your entire body. Let's take an inhale right here. As you exhale, gently lower your knees and then your belly all the way to the mat. Hands slide back in line with your low ribs, feet push down into the floor. With an inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. And exhale, slowly release down. Again, inhaling to rise, little baby cobra action. And exhale to lower. 3 more times with your breath. Inhale as you lift, lengthening your tailbone to your heels. And exhale as you lower, forehead to mat. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, 2, inhale, lifting your heart, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And exhale, melting down. Inhale, pressing up through hands and knees, tucking the toes. With your exhale, send your hips up and back. Find that downward facing dog. Inhale here. And exhale. As you next inhale, please bend your knees. Take a look forward. With your exhale, take a walk step by step until your feet come up to meet your hands, finding your forward fold now at the top of your yoga mat. Inhale, slide your hands to your thighs or shins for a halfway lift. And exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale for that halfway lift again. Find that support from the shins or thighs. Exhale, release. This time as you inhale, rise through that flat back, but keep rising up, coming all the way to stand, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Awesome mountain pose at the top of your mat, anchoring down through your feet, standing tall. Bringing a little bit more energy into the practice, let's move through our sun salutations. So please take this at your own pace. You can go at pace with me, faster or slower, depending on how you're feeling today. So standing tall here, let's take an inhale to rise the arms. As you exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale for that halfway lift, lengthening your spine. Exhale, hands come down, stepping back to your plank position. Take an inhale right here. Decide whether the knees want to drop down or stay lifted. As you exhale, lower your body halfway towards the mat, chaturanga. Inhale to lift your heart in a cobra or upward facing dog. And as you exhale, send your hips back to find your downward facing dog. We have a breath here. Inhale. And exhale. With your inhale, bending your knees. With your exhale, take a walk to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Your next inhale takes you into that halfway lift. Nice flat back. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, arms sweep for the sky. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Awesome, let's do that again. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold forward. Following your breath, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step it back to our plank. Knees lowered or lifted as you inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway to your chaturanga, elbows hug in. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog, lift the heart. Exhale, move the hips back and up to downward facing dog. Taking an inhale here in your down dog. And exhale. Inhale to bend your knees, maybe look forward. Exhale, take a few steps to the top of your mat. Find that forward fold. With your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Moving that into our sun salutation B, take an inhale, rise your arms. As you exhale, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and find a chair pose. Take another inhale here, lifting your heart, rooting back through the hips. And as you exhale, fold forward to release. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bring the hands down, step it back to your plank. Now taking an inhale here, feel strong in your body. As you exhale, take that chaturanga or skip it. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. As you find yourself in that down dog, let's all take a breath in together and let it out. Next, inhale sweeps that right leg back into three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your right foot forward, step it in between your hands. Back heel will drop down at a 45-degree angle. Hips stay square as you inhale and rise for warrior one. Exhale to drop your hands down and take it back to your plank. You know what to do here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, chaturanga or skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog. As we meet up, let's inhale, down dog. And exhale. Inhale, left leg back into three-legged dog. Exhale, bringing that left foot forward, step it up and root your right heel down. Warrior one, as you inhale, rising up nice and slow. Exhale, bringing your hands down with control and stepping it back into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, down dog, or child's pose. Choose your own adventure here. Meeting back in that down dog or child's pose, let's all take a breath in and breath out. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. Inhale. Let it go. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, bending your knees, looking forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, start to drop your hips so that as you inhale, you can rise your heart, find your chair pose. Stay for the exhale, sitting low. Awesome, push through your feet. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Take a beat here, inhale. And exhale. With your next inhale, rise your arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, sit your hips back to your chair. Now this time, hands will come to heart center, keeping the hips back, keeping the feet rooting down. Take an inhale, lift your chest to your thumbs. As you exhale, turn into a twist, left elbow finding your right thigh. So really hugging your shoulder blades together on your back, keeping this length through the spine as your hips reach behind you. Now while we're twisting here, see how it feels just to play with bringing weight into the right foot. Maybe pop your left heel. Maybe even lift your left foot a couple inches off the mat. Nice, now keep your twist or unwind as you step your left foot way back behind you, finding your lunge. Beautifully done. Let's drop that left heel down, setting up for warrior one. So left toes slightly turned out, right toes stay facing forward. Feel that strong bend in your right knee as you inhale and rise up. Take your time, settling into warrior one. Arms reaching for the sky, feet rooting into the earth. Let's take an inhale to straighten the front leg and reach up. As you exhale, rebend your right knee, cactus the arms, and find a baby back bend. Moving with the breath here, let's inhale to straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Exhale low into that warrior one, find your back bend. 3 more, inhale. Exhale, opening the heart. Keep this going, inhale to stretch. And exhale to back bend. Last one, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the front knee, cactus the arms, stay here. This time you have the option to bring your hands back to your hips or interlace your fingers behind your back, reaching your knuckles away from you, drawing your shoulder blades together. All of us are going to inhale here, lifting the heart. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, begin to fold forward towards that right knee. Coming into humble warrior here. Now you have the option to either stay here, hovering over the thigh, or bring yourself down to the inside of that right knee, keeping the hips square, keeping your feet rooted to keep you stable. Now, even as the upper body is folding forward here, see if you can keep this lift, this lightness through the chest. Beautiful. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, gently release your arms, fingertips find the mat. Now really root down through your left foot. Take an inhale to sweep your right leg all the way back. Find 3-legged dog. Exhale here, hugging navel to spine. Now let's play a little bit here. As you inhale, think about lengthening that right leg back. With your exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your left foot, coming all the way back into standing splits at the back of your mat. Beautiful. Keep kicking up, reaching out through that right leg. Let the upper body fold over the left leg. You got it. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, draw that right knee in towards your nose. And then step your right foot down next to your left. Forward fold. Beautifully done. Take an inhale here. And exhale. Another moment to pause here. Go inward. Take a breath in. And breath out. Now as you inhale, start to walk your hands forward towards your downward facing dog. With your exhale, your feet are going to follow your hands, walking all the way up to the top of your mat. Folding forward here until you inhale for your halfway lift. And exhale to fold once again. Bend your knees, drop your hips, inhale for your chair. Stay as you exhale. Inhale, push all the way up to standing, rise tall. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Awesome, stand tall, stand strong here as you take a breath in. And breath out. Let's have some fun with that flow on the other side. So as you inhale, arms rise. Exhale, sit your hips back, find your chair. Hands come to heart center when you're ready. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine nice and tall. As you exhale, sit back and take your twist. Right elbow towards your left thigh. Shoulder blades hug together on your back, collarbones spread wide. Maybe even looking over that left shoulder if that feels okay for your neck. Now, if you want to play around a bit here, see how it feels to bring some weight into your left leg. Maybe pop your right heel. Maybe even lift that right foot a couple inches. Beautiful. See how that feels. Take another inhale here. Then keep the twist or unwind as you step that right foot back and find yourself to your lunge. Hands frame that left foot. Beautiful. Dropping your back heel down, let's find warrior one. Feel into your foundations first. Pushing through your feet, hugging your hips together. Then slowly with intention, take an inhale to rise up and find your warrior one. Beautiful. Now with your next inhale, begin to straighten through your front leg and reach up through your fingertips. As you exhale, rebend your front knee, cactus your arms. Again, inhaling to reach up. And exhale to cactus. 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhaling to reach up, find that length. And exhaling to get low into that back bend. Last time here as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your knee, cactus your arms, feel that lift of your heart. This time, hands dropping down to your hips or interlacing your fingers behind your back. See if you can put opposite thumb on top if you remember what you did on the other side. Now really push through that back foot as you inhale, lift your chest. With your exhale, begin to fold forward. Take it slow as you come into your humble warrior. Feel the strength of your core and your legs support you as you drop the upper body down. Again, coming to the thigh or maybe to the inside of that left knee. You got it. Keep hugging that left hip back and in. Let's take another inhale here. As you exhale, gently release the arms down. Hands come to frame that left foot. Now with your next inhale, sweep back to your 3-legged dog. Left leg lifted into the air. Exhale here. Feel the hips square off. Now another inhale, lengthening the left leg back. As you exhale, slowly begin to walk your hands back towards your right foot. finding that standing split shape once again at the back of your yoga mat. Folding over the right leg, let the head drop down, navel hugs in. And let's take another inhale here. You got it. As you exhale, draw left knee to chest and lightly land your left foot next to your right, forward fold. Take a moment in stillness. Find that pause here as you take a breath in and breath out. Inhale, start to walk your hands forward towards your downward facing dog. This time as you exhale, knees drop to the mat, big toes come together. Find your child's pose. Settle into stillness here. And let's take a few slow, even breaths. Giving yourself some time to transition from that more fun, playful part of our practice, bringing some light into the darkness of the season, to now really allowing yourself to move into that darkness, into that stillness, finding that nourishment that lies here, coming into an even more nurturing practice now. All together, let's take another breath in here. And for your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. As you inhale, slowly rise up to hands and knees, finding your tabletop position once again, stacking the joints. Let's root down through the left palm. Take an inhale to sweep your right arm open. Feel that lift of the chest. And then exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left, reaching until you come down onto your right shoulder and right ear. Perhaps your left hand stays where it is, or you can walk your left fingertips forward, finding a little extra length through that left side. While you're here, really bringing some weight over onto that right shoulder until you can feel that sensation, that stretch through the neck and upper back. And we'll be here for another 3 full rounds of breath. Inviting this slow, even, steady pace to your inhales and exhales. Now, if you're not already there, please begin to walk that left hand back towards your nose. Taking your next inhale to slowly push up, sweeping the right arm open once again, and exhaling down into your tabletop position. Finding that same shape on the other side, let's inhale the left arm open. And exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right, dropping onto your left shoulder and left ear. Right hand can stay by your nose or walk forward, whatever feels most supportive to you. And letting yourself settle into stillness wherever you feel that stretch for the left side neck and upper back. Notice how it feels to slow things down, to take your time. Let's find another inhale here, and exhale. One more breath in, and breath out. Bringing your right hand towards you if it's not already there. Pressing down as you inhale and rise up. Open the arm. And exhale, come down to your tabletop position. Moving slowly here, start to sit down onto your mat, coming onto your bum and bringing your legs out in front of you. Knees will stay bent, feet will step out nice and wide, and let's take a little windshield wiper action side to side here. So a little gentle movement for the hips just to relieve some of that effort of our standing postures that we did earlier. Creating a little bit more space so that we can get a little deeper into the hips here today. So when you're ready, start to slow down this movement. Eventually bringing the soles of your feet together, letting your knees open out wide and sitting up tall onto your sits bones here. Now your hands can reach down onto your ankles, onto your feet, but see that you're not pressing the feet together. The hands are just gently resting here. Now let's take an inhale, lifting the spine up nice and tall. As you exhale, reach your heart forward and begin to fold any amount down towards the toes. So as we fold here, and we're going to stay for about 8 total rounds of breath, I'd like you to imagine that gravity is just taking hold of the knees. You can release any effort through the muscles around your hips, your thighs. And simply let gravity do the work here as the knees drop down, the hips open up. And as we stay, we have about 4 more rounds of breath. Can you lengthen your heart forward? Can you reach your nose beyond your toes? So you feel this release not only through your hips, but also through your low back. And let's enjoy 2 more rounds of breath here in stillness and silence. Let's find 1 more inhale here. And let it out. With your next natural inhale, slowly rise up to seated. Take your time. Hands come to the outer edges of your legs as you gently press your thighs together. And then scooting yourself to that middle point of your mat, slowly begin to lower yourself down all the way to lay on your back. As you arrive, take a moment to find any shape that feels comfortable in your body. So maybe you just want to kind of starfish spread out on the mat here. Maybe it feels good to hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap yourself up for a moment. Really follow your body here, follow what feels best for you. And when you're ready, we're all going to meet with the soles of the feet planted onto the floor, knees pointing up to the sky. All together, let's draw that right knee in towards the chest, hands finding the back of the thigh or top of the shin. And if it feels okay for your low back, that left leg can lengthen out. Feeling that gentle stretch here through the back, through the hip flexor. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, find your twist, bringing your right leg across your body, dropping your right shoulder into the floor. Now finding a shape here where you feel comfy, cozy, you feel like you can stay for about 8 rounds of breath comfortably. And then as best you can for today, letting yourself really settle into the stillness. It's not always the easiest thing to do, to let yourself be still. But just for these next now 5 rounds of breath here, can you experiment with that stillness? Can you get curious about what that brings up for you? And we have another full breath in here. And complete breath out. Moving with care, slowly bring yourself back onto your back, replacing the soles of your feet onto the floor, and taking a moment to pause. Notice how you feel. When you feel ready to do so, that left knee will hug in towards the chest. If it feels all right for the low back, your right leg can stretch out long. Take a moment to feel that gentle stretch. Feel the support of the earth underneath you. And then inhale here. And exhale, take your twist, bringing that left leg across your body and spreading your left arm out to your side. Starting to feel that stacking of your hips, opening of the chest so that you get a nice long stretch through that left side body. Once again, finding that comfortable, supported position where you can stay for the next 8 rounds of breath. Perhaps closing your eyes if you haven't already done so. And letting yourself stay here. Finding that steady rhythm of your breath. And embracing this stillness and silence. All as one, let's take another inhale here. And exhale. Gently rolling back to center, back onto your back. This time stretching your left leg long to meet your right. Allowing your arms to come down by your sides, palms turning up to the sky. And settling into a nice comfortable position for the next couple of minutes in our Shavasana, our final resting pose for the day. Now together we'll be taking a rather short Shavasana, just a couple of minutes. But of course, if you'd like to stay longer, please feel free to do so. Relaxing your body. Letting yourself really soak in everything you've done on your mat today. Taking this time to truly rest. To bring your attention inward into your body, into your breath, into your thoughts, your feelings. Being here with yourself as we stay for these next few minutes. Shavasana. Begin to bring your awareness back to your breath, back into your body where you're resting in your physical space. Once again, feeling your mat underneath you, seeing the light in the room beyond your eyelids. And as you're ready to do so, inviting some gentle movement back into your body. Wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles. Moving and stretching in any way that feels good as you reawaken. And then gently rolling onto the right side of your body. Pausing for a few moments in this place of transition, breathing in and out through your left nostril. And when the time feels right for you, gently pressing yourself up into a seated position on your mat. As you find your comfortable seat, rooting down through your hips, lifting tall through your spine. And if it feels right for you, bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up to this practice today. A moment of celebration for this winter season and all it has to offer you. And I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat today. Namaste. Be well.